For me, the biggest milestone that we have achieved is the 72 Click Road March.
It's not about counting really like the distance per se, but it's about really like, for example, through the distance, how you make each other's life better. I think really along the way you really learn so much more.
It's a very touching experience because after all the missions that we went through, all the trainings, it ended with this very long journey to a certain destination. So when we ended that 72 Click March, it really felt like we have achieved something.
That's really one thing that remained etched in my mind, that commandos, we will leave no man behind. Yeah.
I cannot say that every commando is 100% fit. Even in the best unit in the world, also, there are some who are not really up to that standard. A higher standard of training is very important. In order to have courage, you have to be a well-trained soldier. So that type of training give you confidence. So that type of confidence will breed courage. So they can be confident to carry out a particular task which is very difficult. We can have the best airplane, you can have the best warship, the best tank, but the soldier must be thoroughly and professionally trained. This is our asset. The main thing is when you come on the training course, when you serve in a unit, you must go back, ask yourself, during my 2 years, what have I learned? Whether I have benefited from what I trained, whether I can apply what I learned in my daily life.
One day when I was chatting with the guys and I was looking at them, and I saw, on one hand we have soldiers who are not very educated but very brave. You call them commandos. Then on the other hand, you saw soldiers who were very academically very good soldiers, and we also call them commandos. So at that moment, something struck me, and that was that, in commandos, we need to respect people for their strength. All of us have weaknesses, but that's not our concern. Our concern in commandos is that you tell me your strength, and we will do the best to bring out the best in you.
The whole team is only as good as you are if you pull your weakest link along, and that weakest link could be one of the slowest guy, or one of the smaller size guy, or one guy who probably is always lagging behind. But if we know how to work with him and harness that 1% that he has, which was good, rather than the 99% that people tend to frown upon, that's what made us different from the other units. It is the ability to pull the weakest link along that makes us as unique as we are.
Initially there was pressure, I'm not going to deny. If I don't perform well enough, and then there's sort of like a fear of disappointment. It's good pressure because and it's very helpful that he has so much experience, right? And he teaches me a lot about mindset and whatever. They ask me questions about like what my dad did and all, and so I come back, sometimes I come back and then I ask my dad, like, what did he do? So I can go back and tell them. So yeah, in a way, I got to know my dad better.
The biggest mental challenge for me is to go through fasting month in Ramadan. I recall having my pre-dawn meal right when we were going through the trail. Imagine we had no time to stop, And I just took a small Snickers bar to last me the entire day, following day. But I told myself that I need to go through this because at the back of my mind there's also an element of pride. I need to prove to my peers that yeah, we can also do it during fasting.
If you look back, every company or every batch that served NS will have its own stories about tekan. This tekan sessions has actually made us fitter, stronger, and mentally more adaptable. You could see that nobody wants to give up. It's everybody sitting it out, seeing who gives up first, and everybody will pull the other guy who wants to give up or think of walking out.
At that time, we were staying in the old camp. So one day, we were late for assembly. The platoon commander decided to do this. He said, stand by bed on the parade ground. Then all of us were quite shocked, you know. What, stand by bed? I thought stand by bed should be upstairs. No, everybody bring your bags, bring your beds, bring your cupboards all the way down to the parade grounds. So we were really shocked, so it was quite chaotic. I mean, we can laugh about it now, but at the time you're suffering. But I think that you need to go through a certain psychological challenge. Otherwise, how will you face the enemy? The enemy won't be kind to you. They won't give you welfare. So if you went through that kind of situation, unexpected situation that is very challenging, it does make your mind ready for unexpected realities that you encounter. And in war, nothing is expected.
This unit is quite special. Special in that, we are able to keep our training abreast with technology, with tactics, without losing our roots. Somehow, when you go through and you hear different batches of commandos speaking to each other, they use the same code words. These are really small signs, but it gives you a sense of comfort that yes, we've got something right in our training system that is able to produce good, well-trained soldiers, but also soldiers who remember their past and soldiers who are prepared to sacrifice for the future.
I think I'm very privileged to be here actually. It's not an everyday kind of thing. So I'm taking this by my stride, giving my all every time. So I think this in a way will help me push myself to become a better person. Because not everyone will become a commando, and to actually be training as one, to become one, I think that's a very, very big thing.
Easy, on your right. Now assess the dream. The way behind you, we are drifting forward. If you maintain this way, you're also turning.
To my understanding, being a rigger is one of the most important vocations here because we are the ones that pack the chute, right? So, which will in turn support the airborne courses.
Whatever the commando do, right, in terms of airborne related, they need us to pack up their chute. So without us, they cannot function.
for me personally, I actually think that the rigorous job in the commandos actually goes past the formation, but also to each individual's life, because we are actually putting their lives in our hand. Like each time we pack a chute, it's actually, I mean, it's very dangerous if we actually make a mistake. So we have to be extra careful when packing our parachutes, which is actually very important because if we were to make a mistake, then our fellow comrades might just lose their life. And also, we do maintenance here as well. So if there are like holes in the canopy and things like that, we will actually like repair the parachutes. When I knew that I was going to drop out of commando, of course, I was quite sad initially because I couldn't complete the journey with my course mates. But at the same time, coming here, I was quite happy because I know that I can still be relevant and like in a sense continue on the journey together with them, just that like not physically with them.
Looking at soldiers who stay way beyond training hours to clean their weapons, to continue to refine their drills and techniques, are things that difficult to quantify, but it gives you that satisfaction and sort of tell you that all the effort that you put in, all the hard work that everybody puts in is bearing fruit and bearing something that is that's going to be very memorable for everyone. Looking at each commando fighter pushing their limits, sometimes you see they run until they vomit at the end point, and you wonder what drives them to do that kind of thing. Some of them, when they're injured, they wrap up their leg with bandage and they continue that march during ATAC, and you wonder what is it that makes them do that. I don't think you can find all this in books, right?
Well, I guess the biggest milestone, of course, is after 1 year of training and you are awarded the Red Beret. That is a definite milestone in any commando's life. But I think the most important thing is to realize that the lifespan of a commando is not the first day that you join the BMT and the last day that you step down as a reservist. Rather, a commando's lifespan is a continuity even to this very moment.